matchups in those. You know, when it's behind, you know, it's looking like the 45% range. When it's ahead, it's looking at about the 55% range. So,
sure.
You know, nothing crazy. You're just you're looking.
Super important card this matchup. You want to have it to be able to play the cards faster. Druid also doesn't have that many common mechanisms. Firebat against the Wild as well.
This is a mirror match, right?
They're very similar decks. You saw Firebat has he's Sun Fury Protector in there. He's going to use that in combination with cards like Spectral Knight to really help put a lot of leverage on his opponent's ability to pick through his board. Hunter specifically with Kill Command and Hunter's Mark. And of course you see Tiddler, he's running Haunted Creeper in this instead. So a little bit of a difference coming in.
Well, getting that wild growth is important, but both players have wild growth to curve into something very nicely, so all's well that ends well. We're not going to have a blowout, at least by the mana curve tempo.
Oh yeah, certainly. Both players also have a Yeti. So right now it will be very important who will get the lead, because Druid has trouble coming from behind. You don't have that many comeback mechanisms. You have the combo. This is a very tricky matchup, by the way. Like, you have to focus on trading more. You can't go for face. You need to get an edge whatever you can.
Look at that swipe. That swipe's a really important draw right now.
Yeah.
Both of them have swipe. Both of them have big game Hunter and wild growth and Chill and Yay to start things off. I guess they're evenly matched, right?
And I love it because sometimes this matchup can be really lopsided if one player gets a wild growth and the second one misses it. A second wild growth.
Right.
I have no
this Sylvanas can be very problematic. She has high impact, and she doesn't mess around.
He needs a keeper of the grove.
No, it doesn't have a silence. And this is presenting a problem already for Firebat. The board means a lot in this matchup.
So what do you do if you can't deal with Sylvanas? Do you just ignore Sylvanas and go for face? Like, this is one of the strategies that the players can apply. But maybe there is something better.
Yeah, if you take a look, I mean, he does have 12 points of damage if he chooses to charge this Druid, and that really sends a big statement to your opponent. Something that you're worried about, of course, is whether or not this Sylvanas is going to die next turn. If your opponent doesn't have a Wrath or a way to like give your opponent minions one power, this Sylvanas is going to stay on the board for another turn. So even through something like that, he would be able to take out a couple of his opponent's minions. But you know, when you're sitting at 14, you're thinking about combo. You know, all those sorts of things can really influence you. So Firebat's got to think about how his opponent's going to respond to a scenario like this. Is this going to be too much charge damage? Is it not worth enough to be putting this kind of pressure on? Can he turtle up? Is there a possibility he can kind of trade down this board? All of these things are going to be thinking about, and I don't blame him here.
Admirable, would you just like charge with the Druid of the Claw and deal 12 points of damage?
Hold on, he can't do that. He's going to fish for a card. If he picks up a keeper, maybe that can answer it.
Savage Roar. I think this damage might be headed straight to the dome.
He doesn't pick up a trade at all?
But I think when you get Savage Roar, you can afford to kind of damage some more. I could be wrong. We'll see what happens. Oh, and he's going to go for it. A to the face. That really sending a statement to Tiddler. So Tiddler right now, he's very aware that his opponent is trying to be on the aggression. And he's going to piece together a way to start picking apart this board and make sure that a Savage Roar isn't going to blow him out of the game.
What's very important in this matchup also is that you are not running many taunts. We are seeing this Druid of the Claw, but other than that, mostly players are not getting Defender Vargas or Sun Fury Protector. So if you go for face, it's really hard to you know, protect yourself and heal yourself. And even with Vengeance Floor, you want to draw the cards to be able to get the combo faster instead of just healing.
Right.
So Tiddler, when he lines up this play, it looks like he wants to use Swipe to clear. Try to, as best as he can, control the state of damage, but he did take a lot.
Yep.
Although it is nice that he has Sylvanas still alive.
Yeah, I absolutely like the way he's played this hand too, but you know, commendations of Firebat too. He recognized that his opponent was going to have to put the pressure on his minions instead of on his own board. So he gets to hero power the Sylvanas down.
Right.
So the value that it gets straight away was just damage value, and it wasn't too much to your face. So now he's got the So now he's got the option of whether he wants to play this Loatheb or charge. But I think he's going to play this Loatheb right here, because if you look at next turn, when he charges that Druid of the Claw, he's got Savage Roar. That's 15 points of damage coming across the board. Should he choose to take that?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. He also is playing Sun Fury Protector. This will be important in this matchup because you can't protect yourself and just continue going for face.
Wipe not available, Wrath not available. This turn looking really rough for Tiddler.
Hearthstone Jones is not that useful in this matchup. It would be against weapon classes like Firebat's Grove, but if he loses it, then there's no point in having at the point. He just uses a 5-4 body as the best he can do to contest the board.
But now, the play is right back on Firebat now, because he's in almost the exact same situation he was with the Sylvanas, is you want to take out this Harrison Jones.
Okay.
That Shaded Next Realm is really going to change this dynamic.
That's
so
pretty nice.
Almost certainly going to be using Swipe this turn. So he's going to take out this Haunted Creeper, make sure no Savage Roar shenanigans can happen. The Swipe's going to clean things up, and now he's positioned himself for lethal.
This is bad
next
news
turn.
for Tiddler.
Tiddler's going to need some. I imagine the Swipe's going to be coming out, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, this is so tough for Tiddler. He needs to clear the board and just develop the board on his side to be able to sneak in some damage next turn. But there is the Savage Roar, there is Druid of the Claw for Firebat. So whatever happens, he has an edge right now.
Savage Roar is, what, 13 points of damage?
Yeah, he's got 13 right now. Oh, another Druid of the Claw.
This is so much damage coming from Firebat. Do you use Savage Roar though this turn, or do you just, you know, continue doing some damage?
I think it's definitely worth the wait because, you know, something that he's going to be thinking about though is if his opponent's got combo, he's got more than enough damage to kill him at this point. So Force of Nature, Savage Roar, that's 14 damage by itself. Those 3 charge tokens, and then Savage Roar plus 2 to everything that you control on your side of the board. That big game hunter is 4 more power than he needs. That could put lethal back on Firebat. So he's thinking about combo being in his opponent's hand right now. This is a possibility. It wouldn't surprise me to see either one of these guys go into taunt or to see this Shady Next Realm trade away.
You can also like charge the cat, deal 4 points of damage, and then taunt the cat. So we have a 4/4 taunt. Then combo doesn't kill you.
I think it's great.
I think either way, Firebat wants to start finding ways to get that damage. Until you draw that Force of Nature to put out those bodies, so that Savage Roar gives that 14 points of burst, you're just looking at Savage Roar with Druid of the Claw to put in the finishing point. And don't forget, that Shaded Next Rammus is going to grow next turn. So his Tiddler Celestial is going to have a big onus to clear this board as best as he can.
Can he do this?
Wow.
With Wild Growth and Wrath?
Protecting his Druid of the Claw. That's interesting. There's Savage Roar, but no Force of Nature in hand.
Can he fish for another card to save him here, or does he have to use it to remove?
I think you got to use this removal. But I don't think this is enough though.
Right, because the Druid of the Claw charged is still going to be a
Savage Roar for removal. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, this is
5/6. That's 13 points of damage.
That's going to do it for game number 1. Firebat has a lot of damage. Now all he has to do is piece it together.
It's tough not to piece this one together. This is a 1 + 1 = 3 Amaz math right here. Charge this Druid of the Claw, Savage Roar. I believe this is 13 points of damage.
This
Guys.
is over. Firebat is getting the lead. 1 game for Firebat.
First blood, Firebat.
That was an intense game.
Tiddler's going to queue up Priest here, and I think part of what influenced his decision is the fact that he saw the big game Hunter in that Druid deck. I wonder if that's worrying him a little bit. Something he doesn't want to play a Giant and get blown out by a big game Hunter. You know, a little bit of early pressure and then follow that up. That's something that can present a pretty big problem.
It could be. Although I do know some Panlock players feel like, you know what, even if they're big game hunters, there's still 3 other Giants. And the fact that I had Taraxis, it's still difficult for Druid to deal with this.
Oh wow. Firebat has the coin. He doesn't have the Wild Growth or Innervid yet. But Tiddler, he has the Okanai Salt Priest and the Circle of Healing combo.
Well, nothing screams value like a turn 1 Chillwind Yeti and being able to attack your opponent.
Wow.
Oh wow, and another Chillwind Yeti.
This is looking devastating. How can you turn this down?
And Chillwind Yeti is
look at
resistant
this.
to the Okanai Soul Priest Circle of Healing combo, dealing 4 damage to the board.
You know, picking up that second Chillwind Yeti, it has a little bit of potential to change his play right here because he'll have a turn 2 Chillwind Yeti, I know it's disappointing. He'll have a turn 2 Chillwind Yeti, a turn 3 Shade Next Realmus, and then a turn 4 Chillwind Yeti. But he's playing a lot heavier on curve when he does it this way.
Oh wow, he has a Wild Growth, so his line of play can change again.
Yeah, I almost certainly I think he's got to go over the Chillwind Yetis at this point. Yeah.
And turn 3 Chillwind Yeti as well.
Yeah, he could play turn 3 Chillwind Yeti, or he could play turn 3 Shade Next Realmus.
Is that the best start ever?
It's one of the best because Priest can't deal with these 4-tag creatures with high health very easily. They get bullied because they don't have removal spells to line up for it.
Yep. You're seeing that right here straight away. Tiddler just has to play this just to try to deal 3 damage with it.
Another 4-tag minion for Firebat. But you know what? Tiddler, he has Okanai Soul Priest combo, he has Sylvanas, he has his Holy Smite as well. So there are some ways to deal with this board. Also, a 3/4 Cultist represents some damage, so maybe Firebat will have to trade into it.
Well, generally speaking, you don't want that Dark Cultist Death Rattle to activate. If it gives a health buff to minions, it makes the Priest board extremely resilient. So Firebat takes a commanding lead on board. This is so difficult to bounce back from.
You know, if there's a kind of hand that could do it, though, of course, it's Arcanine Soul Priest,
right?
Circle of Healing, which turns into Circle of Dealing.
Yeah, I mean, even so,
or Circle of Death.
Even so,
everything. This is a tough turn too. I mean, you're not killing it, chilling.
You're committing 2 cards to kill off 1.
God, this looks like a priest turn to me.
I think you can Holy Smite the Yeti and pass.
You know what? That's actually not too bad.
That's super awkward, but this is what you might have to do.
That really gives up a lot to your opponent, though, if you choose to make a play like that. Look at this. It's a priest turn. Turn 4 pass. Oh, my gosh.
No emote, no heal. Tiddler is completely passing back. And you know what? Firebat used an Innervate to gain tempo early on. How far is he ahead of you in terms of mana usage?
Firebat seemed a bit confused.
Yeah, look at that, and he's going to be patient. He knows that Arcanine Circle's in hand. With that play, he could have played that Shady next round. You know, another thing he plays around too is Holy Nova, because that Shade isn't going to be buffed straight away. So Holy Nova would have cleared out 2 of his minions. This is sort of like a blessing and a curse for him. It's like it plays out so well for him because he happens to play around this play that much more.
So Tiddler is 3 cards to kill 2, which he already lost his Dark Cultist. Firebat is pretty happy to see that, probably.
Well, but still, the Yeti was innervated and another Yeti was coined, so it's even more cards. Tiddler is able to deal with the 2 important 4-attack minions and get back to the game.
Sylvanas is going to do some work here, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sylvanas is a fantastic card to regain board presence.
Yeah, exactly. Really giving him a lot of board presence.
I have no time for games.
Got a lot of pressure now back on Firebat.
I think that Ninja Blade Master isn't.
And he drops Keeper of the Grove.
Silence, the best answer to Sylvanas the Druid has.
Yeah, you silence and deal with it immediately, right? There's no way you're letting Sylvanas do her own devices here. It's just too dangerous. She can take so many things. The Shadow Word Death provides such a problem because you can steal even the Shade next Rammus.
Yeah, I think part of it too is he kind of wants to get out of his hand before his opponent has an opportunity to really get a lot of value from it. Like say he chooses to taunt up Druid of the Claw or something here, that gives his opponent a really good turn with everything that's different. Because just even a Holy Nova at that point is devastating play. You just really don't want Sylvanas. You don't want to have to be pressured to play your Keeper of the Grove. You kind of want to get it out of your hand now and make sure that you don't have to play it on your opponent's turn. So rather than
guys, but look at this. It seems like Firebat was winning the game with double Yeti, but right now Tiddler is back and he is rocking this.
And this Ninja Blade Master is pretty good to have it at your fighting on your side because Druid again has a hard time dealing with high health minions.
A 4/7. How do you deal with a 4/7? Well, Karen is a fantastic card.
So Karen is a pretty good way to start that. It's a tough one for Priest to have to chew through. Firebat, he's looking for Savage Roar right now. You take a look, he's got Force of Nature in his hand. And that Shade's going to keep growing. If it gets big enough, just Force of Nature Savage Roar with that Shade out's going to be enough for lethal.
You're right, because the closer he gets the grows, remember, he's going to add that 2 damage. Right now, if he just had combo and the mana to do it, it'd be 21 damage, and that's just going to keep going every turn from this point on.
Right, it's just a dangerous situation. It seems like this game is about training minions, but Firebat is having his finger on a trigger, and he can fire. If he gets a Savage Roar, he's just can sweep the game right there.
Well, he's protecting his other minion that he just played as soon as possible. Karen is also another sticky minion on the board. As soon as he dies, he summons another 4 or 5 minions, so he still had the threat of comboing.
And 4 attack, so Shadow Word Death is not doing anything with this Karen or even the Shade of Naxxramas.
But there is hesitation.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a tougher decision.
There's a lot of merit to both of these plays, both waiting and trading away, because, you know, as you said, it's tough. This can't be Shadow Word Death. It's got to hit a power 5 or greater. So this Karen really likely to stick to the board right now. No silence until there's Celestial's hand. He doesn't even have a direct way to kill it, so this is likely to get in 4 or 5 points of damage.
You know, Spectre Knight also is a little problematic because as the Priest player, normally you try to use your hero power to keep your minions as alive as long as possible, but you can't even heal your men here.
Yeah, 4/6 body's still pretty good. But Tiddler just has to straight away start attacking his opponent's face. So this is going to start opening it up again for Firebat to start trading with his opponent's life total. And he picks up Savage Roar.
He is one damage off of killing his opponent, though.
My gosh, you're gonna. I imagine you're going to probably see a Lotheb or a Charge here or something to start applying the pressure right back, because something in his mind is how Defender of Argus or Sludge Belcher is going to muck up this board right now.
Lotheb
He's got to take his time and be careful and figure out which one of these decisions is going to give him the most pressure.
Well, Lotheb is creating a situation where Priest has to trade and he won't be able to use his spells effectively.
Right.
Shadow Ward Death for 8 points mana. And how do you deal with Kern?
That spends pretty much his entire turn. If he does that, he will die. What Tiddler needs is to shut down his opponent's ability to play the combo and find a way to survive. Otherwise, he is done.
Tiddler needed to taunt that turn. I don't think he's no way to survive this turn anymore. Force Nature Savage Roar is going to do it. Firebat's going to take a 2-0 lead in the finals against Tiddler Celestial with the Force of Nature Savage Roar combo.
The power of the Druids.
This is exactly what Tiddler didn't want to see. My goodness.
The Trends just charging. Power of the Forest.
A 2-0 lead for Firebat. And with a 2-0 lead, you have to peg him as the heavy favorite. And you know what? A little bit of flair and ending it. I like it. Unlock his improvements with cards such as Sludge Belcher.
Oh my god. Firebat has the Wide Growth. This is one of the most important cards because if you start playing cards earlier against the Headlock, he won't be able to respond. You play something they want to Siphon Soul, but they find themselves that it's a turn 4. They can't afford it. They don't have enough mana.
Keeper of the Grove. That's also another really important card in this matchup is Keeper of the Grove. This Twilight Drake, it gets all of its health from a buff that it gives to itself. So if you silence that off, that's a 1-health Keeper of the Grove you're looking at. I'm sorry, the 1-health Twilight Drake you're looking at. And then you couple that with something like Wild Growth, that's going to allow him oftentimes to be able to just hero power it down instead of having to worry about trading off his Keeper of the Grove for it.
But still, right now, Tiddler has a decent hand with Mountain Giant and a Molten and Farseer as well. He will be able to develop his board. It's Twilight Drake. Do you think Twilight Drake is a big card right now?
Twilight Drake is still a decent value card. Even if he silences, like you mentioned, he had to deal with the 4-attack minion. But when you have something to play preemptively, then it becomes a lot better. You're trading against a really high health minion. That said, what do you feel like is the better course of action? He does have the Mountain Giant coming up in the next couple turns as well. Do you like playing the Giant? Do you like playing the Drakes?
Yeah, this is going to be a really couple key turns, I think, for Tiddler here because he has seen Big Game Hunter from this deck already. So something that's coming into his mind is, does he want to play this Mountain Giant and risk getting Big Game Hunter, or does he want to start going for the Twilight Drake straight away?
He also has 2 Twilight Drakes,
right,
which means you can coin out one and then play at the next turn. But we do know that there's a perfect response twice in a row from Firebat.
Right, that second Twilight Drake may actually end up costing him a lot in this. Sort of a reversal of fortune here. He's got 2 Keepers that grow, so both of them going to get taken out straight away.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I cry every
Good
time.
old American manners.
I got this.
By being Tiddler here, you don't expect the second Keeper of the Grove, so you do follow up with the Twilight Drake. That was your original plan. For sure you are disappointed that it was a Keeper.
Oh man, I have more bad news for Tiddler. There's more where that came from.
Oh my gosh.
And Firebat has lined up the silences perfectly. And he can use his hero power and not even trade away his minion. Oh, Firebat, he's squinting like, oh god, this is I feel bad for this guy.
Well, he'll feel really bad if he picks with the Big Game Hunter to follow up on this Mountain Giant too.
Yeah.
I know that would feel in Tiddler's seat. Not a good one. Sludge Belcher, though, starting to put together some gas, and there's the Mountain Giant.
Is it going to be the Big Game Hunter?
I feel like it would have been unfair. It's like, all right, who's giving Firebat these cards?
All right, so what do you do now?
Well, you know, Karen can come out, but the Iron Beak Owl, of course, is going to be in Firebat's mind. So a couple more decisions. He's got multiple ways to develop the board, and it's just about what he wants to play around at this point.
Do you want to kill the Giant? Or do you just want to develop the board?
I think you want to kill the Giant, but I'm not sure it's actually your best course of action at this moment, simply because there's so many different ways to approach this game. Like, you may be able to just out-trade your opponent at this stage. So it's all those things, of course, going to be in his mind.
You just dismantle double Twilight Drake. If you kill this Giant, then Warlock might not have many more cards to pressure you.
So Lotheb, it's kind of presenting a fork in the road here for Tiddler now. Is Tiddler thinking his opponent's going to go for lethal? Like maybe he's got a Savage Roar and a Swipe in his hand, something like that. He's not going to be able to use like Hellfire, Shadow Flame, any of those cards. Yeah, so he feels pressure to counterattack right here. So Firebat just getting in a couple points of free damage there.
This Swipe will be amazing.
Oh, he's got a Wrath too.
Wow, he can actually Wrath the Mountain Giant.
Yeah, and you know, because he was afraid to play Karen, and that Shadow Flame would have cleared the entire board. Now he can actually safely drop that down. Oh, a lot more safely drop it down before his opponent has to use a lot of his resources in order to get rid of it. And getting these minions to stick on the board is what's really key for this Druid, because as soon as he picks up Savage Roar, that's going to be the key moment where he can flip the switch and find a way to end the game.
Yeah, so I imagine this means there's going to be no attack here from Firebat.
Yeah, there is no need to attack.
Yeah,
he
so
just above board.
Gosh, is this going to be Ancient Watcher Shadow Flame? That looks like a real good play to me, but needs an Iron Big Owl to take out that 4/5.
Traxxas is, can be pretty powerful in this matchup too. Well, the only thing is that he does put you at 15 health, and the combo is always within range of potentially threatening you.
You still have this Lotep, which is a very powerful card. Double Taunt will protect you for some time. And we've seen Tiddler still really patient. He has a lot of options. He might want to get a bit lower to be able to play this multi-giant. He still has the Farseer, so he has everything in his hand. As long as he doesn't die to the combo, he has like heals, removal, taunts, and even Traxxas.
He's softening up everything here too, so it's a juicy Hellfire in a couple turns.
This could be really brutal.
I mean, Shadow Flame and Hellfire both are threatening.
There's a really good chance that Firebat actually loses his entire board if he goes for this Chillin' Yeti here.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like something to say, like, how long do you want to hold on to Shade? But at the same time, the AoE from Handlock is so powerful. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew and overextend here.
Yep. So still very likely to lose his whole board here. I think this looks like a really good Shadow Flame turn. You can attack this Cairn, still have a 5/1 left, and then Shadow Flame turn everything down. This is one of those big swing turns that Handlock uses to try to get control of this matchup. And one of the reasons why Druid has such a poor time against it is because Druid needs its scaling and then to back that up.
That Shadow Flame just cleared the board.
Yeah, he's just been swept out now. So Tiddler has a massive control of this game, healing back up a little bit, and a ton of cards in his hand. Firebat can rebuild, but he still doesn't have anything to follow that up. Maybe I spoke too soon because he picks up a Savage Roar now.
The first part of the combo, he needs Force of Nature, but still.
This Druid deck doesn't seem to have much card draw other than having the ability to cycle with Wrath and Ancient Lords. But I also saw the Azure Drake, right? So Firebat does have ways to dig deeper into his deck, which is going to be important. Because very soon, there's going to be a point where Handlock will just be drawing a lot of cards. He can't push through the walls. He's going to be struggling in order to get that damage.
This is how
Handlock can easily clear the board again.
Once more, healing back up.
And you can just establish a taunt. You don't even need the taunt. You can heal yourself. 90 points of health. That's super secure. No threat of the combo. Combo is 14 damage total.
That's what you think until he has Innervate for a second Savage Roar off the combo.
It is a possibility.
Yeah, the problem is there are a lot of easy ways to just lose this Druid the Claw if you're playing it defensively. The Handlock player we see does have Siphon Soul, and that just easily deals with the Druid the Claw, and then he starts just pushing back on you.
What about running a 4/4 into a 3?
And then you just get straight up Mortal Coil. It's like whatever, dude, pick your poison.
He's gonna go with the taunts here. This is gonna prevent Molten Giant from getting played. Oh, Sylvanas gets picked up.
Wow, you can
taunting that
Sylvanas taunts.
Yeah, and both the silences are already gone. But Firebat stacks, both keeping the Groza.
Tiddler Celestial is getting an advantage here. It seems like Firebat ran out of steam. Even though he has Savage and a swipe, that's potentially a lot of damage. Tiddler is just building a wall.
That's going to be really difficult to chew through. And even if he does go pick up Force of Nature,
this is
one of those cards ends up getting stolen. Ancient of Lore is excellent, though. We're talking about how this Druid deck doesn't often have many ways to draw, but that is one of the primary ones.
Yeah. This board is so much tension is building on this board too. Look at how much power is being built, and I don't think that Firebat's willing to attack this turn.
Do you even play this Ancient of Lore?
Well, the alternative is to set up a removal, so that way you can easily transfer over like a weak pair and then just be able to remove it.
What about attacking Sylvanas with those 4/6s and then killing Sylvanas with a shapeshift, and after that, when Sylvanas triggers and steals one of the taunts, maybe swipe and then Ancient of Lore next turn?
I certainly think that's what he's thinking about, is ways to set up swipe turns.
Yeah, this is a very different turn.
Apparently he's thinking about something way different, so.
Okay, well, he's just going to use it to completely trade off. He's okay with either outcome, essentially. And he still gets the Ancient of Lore down. Pretty clever play, actually. He effectively leaves a lot weaker minions on the board, still has one of his features.
Specialized.
And he takes 2 guards deeper. It's a good play.
Yeah, that was a really solid line of play. You know, part of that was critical too, was Sylvanas actually taking the 1 health Druid of the Claw instead of the 2 health Druid of the Claw. Right. That really could have changed. Well, no, he Savage Ward. Never mind.
Well, it's because of the Mortal Coil.
Yeah, honestly, that was a fantastic play. He was able to develop the board and get rid of Sylvanas at the same time.
Okay. I think Siphon Soul's the play here. Still no Molten Giant able to be played though. And so I think Tiddler's a little bit reluctant, I think, to play Jiraxxus before he gets this Molten Giant on the board. So I would.
He does have Shadow Flame, which can deal with the Special Knights if he has a creature to go along with it. But until then, these are untargetable and a little bit hard to deal with.
Double swipe. This is potentially 6 points of damage.
Did you just play a 10-mana Molten Giant?
You can.
Well, he did use Savage Roar, right? So you feel like he has one less possibility of hitting to the combo.
I think you go for a safe Belcher now. And Firebat, he only has 16 points of health.
Of course.
Yeah, there's a little bit of risk associated with this play, but I think it's fine. Your opponent's only got 2 cards in their hands. The likelihood of Black Knight wasn't very much, but Firebat picks it up.
That is a big draw.
Wow.
Wow, that is a huge draw right now.
But do you attack and enable a Molten Giant and a clear? Or do you just trade? I think you just trade those minions.
Yeah, you don't want to invoke the Wrath of Molten Giants and lose your board pretty easily, right? So, I mean, at the same time, he does have direct damage to follow it up, right? He has 2 swipes that can hit the opponent
he's
straight and their health.
Yeah, I agree with Nimsh on this one. I think I'm totally content just taking out these minions and kind of going forward from there, because with 2 swipes in your hand, this is 20 points of damage that you have sitting on the board. So if your opponent doesn't take something out, the lethal's a little bit more hidden. Of course, your opponent's going to be thinking about Force Nature, which is 6 points of damage. You're going to think about Savage Roar, which in this position is 8. But they may not be thinking about double swipe. That's one that I think a lot of players often forget about is that sort of potential.
It's also interesting that he can attack with Shapeshift. 70 points of health. It's not good for the Warlock. He won't be able to play Molten Giant and the Vargas, who you can see exactly right now. So what do you do being Tiddler? It seems like suddenly you're in a weird position.
Yeah, his best chance to survive is Molten Giant with Talkers.
Down to 15.
So he can play one of those Molten Giants and tone it up.
Gosh, Big Game Hunter, I think, is
Big
the best
Game
draw in
Hunter
his
would
deck.
be lethal.
Savage Roar, Force of Nature. I think all of those cards are looking mighty good right now. There's Savage Roar! Oh my gosh!
That's gonna do it.
I believe
that's enough, right?
Is it enough?
He has the hero power damage with the swipe. And that should be able to clear. Firebat will be your Hearthstone World Champion.
He doesn't, wait, he didn't even need the Savage Roar. Oh my gosh. Firebat is the 2014 Hearthstone World Champion. GG.
Incredible. The American coming all the way from Detroit on homeland soil will take home $100,000 US. And for one whole year will call himself the best.
3 hours with a Druid.
Wow.
Fantastic play.
I'm speechless right now. I can't even, the feeling of being a world champion, unparalleled.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2014 world champion, Firebat. What a wonderful moment to be part of. As a young boy, all the way from Detroit, as his dreams come true right before his very eyes. He watched esports as he was growing up. He watched StarCraft. He watched all these great Blizzard games. And now he gets to partake in it. What an emotional moment to capture.
I just want to hug this guy right now and congratulate him on his win. It's just amazing. Amazing final. Amazing winner.
And with that, we want a quick word with the winner. Wheaton Rachel is with the winner, Firebat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Firebat! And here to present the Hearthstone Trophy for the Hearthstone World Championships, Mike Morheim, President, CEO, and co-founder here at Blizzard. Mike.
So big, huge congratulations to Firebat and to all of our Hearthstone contestants this year. You guys have been an amazing esports audience, so excellent job cheering on your favorite pro players, and thank you for supporting Hearthstone.
And thank you, Blizzard, for this incredible game. Firebat, you are our world champion. You have won $100,000. You are the greatest Hearthstone player in the world. How do you feel?
I feel absolutely amazing. Couldn't feel better.
You won this tournament in an incredible way. You had several 3-0 victories. You are a dominant player. What do you think this means for your future as a professional gamer?
Hopefully I actually get invited to stuff.
I think you'll be getting those invitations in the mail now. And I want to ask, your parents, they have to believe in you now. They have to believe in professional gaming. Your fans believe in you as a player. What do you want to say to everyone who's supporting you, everyone who watched your games, and everyone who is looking up to you as the greatest Hearthstone player in the world?
I want to say that if you really want to be a world champion at video games or something, that it's like possible, that you can do it with like whatever's going on and stuff, and really just, even if you don't get invited to stuff and like the big pros like bully you because they think they're like better than you and make you reschedule games and stuff, like just keep working at it and you can do it, because like that's what it took me. A bunch of friends and stuff, we're all working together and just tons of hard work, and we made it.
Congratulations once again, Firebat.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for the Hearthstone scientist, Firebat!